Hey guys, we are here today with Bryan Bussey. Is that correct?
Bussey.
Bussey. Okay. With WaxNax, I'm really excited to have you on here. Thank you so much for your time. As you guys know, we're really big about educating the community about the service in the community and the people behind the brands. And so that's why we are taking time today to interview people like Bryan. So let's go ahead and just jump into consuming your favorite cannabis strain or something that you like to consume, preferably over anything. Like my favorite one is this Anunnaki strain that Coast to Coast pushes out. That's probably like I'm a go-to flower person, pre-roll blunts, anything in a glass. So tell me a little bit about how you like to consume cannabis.
Yeah, so lately I've been smoking a lot of live products, so a lot of live resin. So definitely my go-to product would be Guild Extracts THCA. I love the Gary Payton throughout the day, and then the honey buns in the morning because it actually does have the terpiness of honey buns. So I actually have some right here that I'm going to smoke soon throughout the show or throughout the interview. So but and then for rosin, like at nighttime, I love rosin. It's one of those things you just have that taste and it just really expresses the plant so fully.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of those. I myself had tried like a honey buns pre-roll from Farmer and the Felon, and it
Yep.
has such a crazy terp profile that it's like, I don't know, the sweetness is so different and it really does taste like honey bun, like a honey bun donut or
It's
pastry.
like gold almost. It's like moldy. Like it really does have the honey buns look. It's like crispy and it definitely has that taste. And that's the one thing I love about THCA in the morning is like eliminating a lot of those compounds. It really is just a straight to the point high to where it kind of gets you. It's almost like that morning cup of Joe. It's that morning dab. So, and that's
Yeah,
why we really started WaxNax so you can have that morning shot.
that's awesome. I think that's really cool. Actually, I have one of my gifts that you've given me before. I kept this one nice and clean, obviously. Well, there's one missing, so don't mind that.
All right. We need them to be used. I have some right here too. I'm gonna try not to spill because we have some live product in here. We have some THCA, some live crumble, and then some batter in there as well.
Very.
So yeah, and then and some live resin also. So the live resin and the THCA are from Guild Extract. So
Yeah, I got to experience that when I first met you in person. And I think that's what the best part is about going to events as well as meeting people like yourself in person, even though we have gotten to grow in our community together by taking time to do things like this. And so I always appreciate your time and sharing other colleagues in the community that align with the same thing that we're aligning with here. So the
absolutely.
other question I did have that I thought was interesting was naming one of your mentors. And I always open that up to whether that's a celebrity or maybe somebody that's a motivational speaker. So Brad Robertson is a pretty broad name. So when I, tried to look that up, I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure if I'm leaning in the right way. So you want to like tell us a little bit about that or why you would
Yeah.
consider him a mentor?
Yeah, so Brad Robertson, he is the founder of Guild Extracts. Yeah, Brad doesn't really want to be researched and found. That's not really his thing. So, one of the reasons that we love Brad and the Guild team so much, we think they've done it so well, is they're really community and culture driven. And that's what we want to be as well with Wax Snacks. We want to make sure that the patient is getting the best quality product and it's not about just turning and burning. So, that's one of the things I love about him. And then his passion for science and the plant is just it's really like it's hard to describe because being around him, you learn so much because he just thinks of so many things. So I look to him for a lot of the things to learn about cannabis. And then another person that I look to is Matt, my COO. He's really helped me a lot with learning the ins and outs of the California cannabis industry. So
Awesome. So I was going to just lean into that. Is that kind of, tell us a little bit how you got started with Wax Snacks. And you tell us a little bit, your background as an individual, as a male in the community. Have you always been in California?
no, so I actually 1 year ago, the day before Thanksgiving, moved to Chico, California. I'm coming from the North Carolina area, so I was a zone business director for PepsiCo Frito-Lay division. And I am so thankful for my time there. I got to learn so many things, meet so many great people, like really have some experiences that people don't get to have, good, bad, and ugly. So it's one of those things that I love, but at the same time, my passion for the plant is just it's hard to describe it because it really has an impact on my family, myself. So getting out here to do something was really in the future for me. So my best friend Matt and the original founder Lex, they had started this company, and then John and Shane as well. And it was a single serve dab packaging. So Matt and Lex and I played baseball in Santa Barbara together. Matt and I played at Florida State, and then Lex played at Tulane. And then it just kind of went from there. I went and did my corporate thing, and they went and did WaxNax, and then COVID hit, so nobody was really sharing dabs, so it kind of came to a halt. So then I came into the equation, and now we're revamping it and kind of bringing in new ideas and really trying to introduce this to the community as a simplified way to dab and to introduce new dabbers to the community.
Yeah, I noticed that was very dominant word that you guys use in your story, in your vision and your mission. And I really like that. I think overall, you guys are really focused on educating and the experience for all users. And I think that's really cool. Simplifying the experience, like you said, is going to be really big for people who are kind of curious, or moms who are going over from flour to concentrates, because that's kind of where I'm at this year. I used to be the one to swear I'm flour. Baby 2 came, and I'm like, nope, I think I'm ready for the dabs. The dabs are so much quicker, so convenient. Discreet. And number one, discreet, like hella discreet.
I have a great example for this. So we were just at MJ BizCon a week and a half ago, and we were at one of the after parties, and somebody came up to me. They worked, I don't remember the exact company, and I don't really want to give them a shout out without knowing exactly their name, but this person came up to me while we were taking a dab with a dip device, and they were like, oh, can I have one of those? And I told them it was a dab. Yep, little dipper right there. Told her it was a dab, and she was like, "Oh no!" And then the 2 people I was with, one of them was Brad, and they were like, "No, that's the reason that we kind of introduce it this way." She ended up taking just one rip, really enjoyed it. 15 minutes later, I'm just standing there, and she comes and pokes me on the shoulder, and she's like, "Hey, can I get another one of those? Like, I really love it. Like, I really love that high, that experience, that feeling." And so we want people to be able to introduce themselves without having your torch, your rig, having a $300 device at first. Like, we want to introduce them and graduate them into dabbing, because we really want to get people to try this expression and the potency of the plant, because we want patients at the end of the day to be able to try it and not be intimidated.
That's such a good point too, the pricing, because I think when it comes to concentrates, preference, availability, and then pricing comes into range, even from store all the way down to the consumer base. And so when you're talking about what these rigs cost, from the electronic rig to the old school rigs, it costs a lot. I mean, we're looking at anywhere over $200, and maybe somebody who is new to it isn't really ready for that. So then that would steer them away. So you guys having, the option of what you guys have created with the dips, that little nectar collector, the terps are amazing. I have no complaints. It's so handy to have, from events to festivals to just like little places where maybe you don't want to have it, but like, I'm going to go get my hair done and I'm going to be there for 4 or 5 hours. It's perfect.
Thanksgiving dinner with the family.
Yeah. And then it's perfect with what you guys created here, because then I don't have to sit there trying to open up my casing or anything like that. Everything is ready to go, and it's just super convenient. So I love what you guys are creating here. I love what you guys have done. Is there anything that you would say? I think you said, your network is about 50-50 men and women. How can we support WaxNax? Is there anything specific that you want to pin out as the CEO of the company?
Yeah, no, I definitely say that our network is our net worth at the end of the day. You know this as well as some other people. I really love connecting good people and want good people to work with good people, because we have to make sure that we keep the plant not sacred in a way, but we're making sure that it's not being disrespected. So, and we want to introduce people away without them being scared and there being a stigma to it that is false. So that's one of the things that we really work with. And really what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are just getting everybody exposure and getting people to work together, because it's kind of like you said with the dip device thing. We work with so many different device companies, and the reason is it's almost like you can't smoke weed without, or you can't smoke flower without a paper or a lighter. You can't smoke a dab without a device, a torch, a rig, something. Everything needs to coexist together. So that's one of the things that we do really well, I think, is we really try and get the community together and really try and help our network, whether it's they need support getting somebody to an event, finding a location, getting banking, getting a lawyer, getting their patents, trademarks. Like that's what we want to do, is we want to be able to connect people together, because that's just what the community is about. It's about working together and making sure that we are surviving together, because we have to have each other to survive.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think you hit on a lot of good points there. For, like you said, it's all about the experience for what you guys are creating. And then at the same time, educating the community and making sure everybody is understanding the lineage of where the plant has come from, and then how it affects all different people and all different walks of life, including culturally. So it's exciting to see how different cannabis is going. It's moving very rapidly, but again, I think there's still a lot of change that needs to happen, and that's going to come with education. And so I'm excited to see a lot of what you got going on for the new year. Tell us where we can find you and where we can support you guys.
Yeah, so currently we are selling products on our website, WaxNax.com. We're selling empties and combo kits, so with dip device and boundless terpenes. So your perfect little travel kit for the holidays. And then we're also selling apparel. Yeah, and we're selling apparel and things like that as well on there. And then you can also find us at Dab Nation, or if you want to carry us wholesale at Masterminded Distribution.
Oh, Dab Nation. I love Dab Nation. Shout out to
you. Yeah, so and then we're working with a couple other people right now, and then soon you'll be able to find us in dispensaries, hopefully in California. And a few other states. We're working on some of those things, and then hopefully in some of the consumption spaces in the Vegas and Colorado area coming up in 2023. So having a single serve option is really a big focus, and I see why, because we kind of turn to the fact that I've never been able to go to a bar and order a Red Bull vodka and it be not a Red Bull in one shot. They're supposed to count the shots. It's supposed to be counted from a compliance standpoint. So we really want to be able to introduce that to people and give them a single serve option. So that's one of the things we're working on as well. So
on a fun side, it does remind me of like flights. You know, the flights, right? I'm like, this would be perfect for a cannabis lounge. I could see it being served on a platter, and it comes out with this because it gives us a different variety, and it's gonna be fun.
That actually touches on the other aspects. So we're working with concentrate brands, and we are not tied anywhere in the world. We're an ancillary product, but we're working with concentrate brands to help them sample out and save money and be able to get out multiple strains and quarter-gram options, half-gram options. So we're really trying to work on that and get that out there too, to kind of get that variety out there to the bud tenders, who are really the face of every brand, let's be honest. So we're really trying to be different and get people to try concentrates, because right now, a lot of the times, if you are talking to a bud tender, it's not that they don't want to try it. They don't have a device to try it, or they don't have a simple way to try it. They don't know how to try it. So how do we educate them? How do we make it simplified? And how do we, these people that are scientists and artists, how do we get their expression of the plant consumed and enjoyed the way that you and I do?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. On point. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you guys are supporting Bryan. You guys, you can find him on Instagram, WaxNax_CO. And I'm sure you get, oh, and he's also on LinkedIn. So if there's anything in collaborative work you guys are looking forward to doing, please make sure you guys reach out to Bryan. We're going to cut it out here. So again, thank you so much for your time. Anything you want to end it with?
Yeah, thanks for having me. We really do appreciate everything you're doing. We love supporting all the movements and community things that you're doing. Do you want me to show them how to
Yeah, let's do it. You want to like smoke out?
Yeah, so I'll smoke some honey buns right now. So with WaxNax, everyone comes with tweezers. So with the Dr. Dabber switch, it's a little bit deeper, so we utilize their tweezers for it. So all you do is you drop it inside the bucket and then turn on the device. And by no means am I the best show person because I'm a little shaky, but I definitely can smoke a dab and I can show people how to use it, because this is the way I learned how to smoke concentrates, was through WaxNax.
That's awesome.
So with the Dr. Dabber switch, sorry, my battery's a little dead, but once it turns green, it's ready to go. And then you just go out, you smoke out.
Very cool. There it is, guys. That is the story behind WaxNax. You guys have the CEO right here in front of you guys sharing a little bit about his story and a little bit about WaxNax and where you guys can support him. So thank you guys for tuning in, and more incredible people to come soon from Chief Entertainment. Thank you so much. Peace, guys.
Thank you. See you soon.